Hey, what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reese L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. First of all, I want to take the time out to thank all the new subscribers and, of course, my day ones and the viewers who are pretty much just passing by, just viewing the content. Welcome. I do my best to pretty much give you guys the best content that I can provide under the type of resources that I have, which may seem all limited, but I do my best to give you guys great content and great topics for me to expound on. So I want to say welcome, and please like that video so I can slap the algorithm, and please share the video if you like. Let's go ahead and throw down on the topic that's hot, especially in the area of Black dating. Gender roles. What a woman is supposed to be doing, what a man is supposed to be doing. Ladies, you are supposed to be nurturing, cooking, cleaning, making babies. And I guess we'll throw sex up in there too. Fellas, we're supposed to be providing everything, being protecting. That's right. And we're supposed to be the best teachers, mentors, leaders. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Apparently that's the word in these spaces. So let's go ahead and jump into these little topics here. And I'm gonna go ahead and give a FYI right now, a little heads up. I might come off a little biased, I admit, because I seem to be maybe one of the only few family men who are married who speak on subjects like this and have a daughter. That's right, my oldest is a teen. Would I even allow her to listen to some of these other platforms speak on what's coming out of their mouths, especially when it comes to opinions or whatever? Would I allow her to watch these other platforms on these subjects? Yeah, I would. I would love her to be objective and to make up her own mind of what she would like, how to feel, or how she would like to think about these subjects, or what she would like to do as far as future. Every parent would like their kids to pretty much do whatever makes them happy. So if she wants to go off to college, if she wants to travel, if she wants to have a career, that's on her. That's her decision as an adult. But if she also wants to be a family woman, pop out kids in her early 20s because she knows they're going to be out of the house by, her mid 30s. So she and her husband can pretty much go on and do big things like take little, vacations and stuff like that. Then that's her decision as well. But I'm not going to influence her on what's better. There are pros and cons and there are truths. Some people have even had regrets depending on their decisions, but that's still her decision, and who am I to knock that? I just want to keep her off the pole, that's all. Now, let's go ahead and jump into this discussion on this gender role things, especially the stuff that men expect women to do. You know what breaks my heart about this whole subject here, about the cooking part? It's because I'm a 70s baby, and any of y'all who are also 70s babies or even 80s babies, let's not act like you didn't see your granddaddy up on that barbecue pit. Let's not act like you didn't see your granddaddy or even your pops up underneath that gumbo, foot and elbow in it in all. Let's not act like grandpa or pops did not make you eat that hot ass spicy bowl of chili. Yes, the men were throwing down just as much as the ladies. I wonder where our grandfathers and pops learned to cook. Must have been from a lady or in the family, or maybe it was from one of the men in the family. Who knows? Hell, if some of y'all remember the movie Godfather, hey, wasn't a man gaming up somebody? I'm sorry, not Godfather, Goodfellas, I believe. Wasn't it a man who was gaming up another man on how to make spaghetti? Yeah. So all this stuff about women should be cooking. Look, if she wants to cook and she has time to cook, it's a bet. Let's go ahead and make it happen. I typically have the traditional wife. Yeah, she cooks, but she works too. Sometimes after getting off of work, she don't feel like cooking. So sometimes she wants to do some takeout, or we'll do some dining in. On me, okay, we'll go ahead and do that. Or sometimes she'll go ahead and pay for the food. It's kind of a team thing when you're married. But to go ahead and just say that all women, like one of the things that women should be, we're talking about should be doing, is cooking. Look, not everybody knows how to cook. Not everybody food tastes as good as big mamas or big aunties, Medea. Sometimes it just ain't that great. Sometimes it's like, baby girl, we'll just dine in. And what are you gonna do? Really gonna break up with her just because you can't cook? Some of these ladies out there are pretty much good in other areas. Some of them are good in budgeting. I know my wife is great at budgeting. I'm the one who sucks with the money half the time. I just be, oh man, I forgot this bill was gonna come through. I guess I shouldn't have bought that shirt. Sometimes I be on shit like that, you know. But we really need to calm down on. You should be cooking. When I get home from work, the food should be ready. Not anymore. Look, I'm in the Bay Area. We're at the point where it actually takes two incomes to make a house economically stable. Some cats out there, yeah, they can live off of one income, you know, whether you're an athlete, entertainer, or you're in tech. If you're making over 100 a year and you know you got like a, I don't know what to say, a $700,000 home, or if you're renting an apartment, 2 bedroom, you know, that's breaking you about 2,200 a month out here in the Bay. It's just like both of y'all kind of working overtime and don't have no kids because somebody got to pay for the child care, right? Somebody got to throw down for that daycare. And if you got a car insurance, note, lease, whatever, it's tough. So as far as trying to like have somebody cook, yeah, you got to think twice about that economically. I don't know how many of us men out there actually desired a woman who cleans. Okay, now I know we dated some women who kind of had a couple of stale ruffled chips underneath the car seat and everything. You know, you saw some stale French fries too, but we're not going to say that their house is usually a mess as well. I know some of us walked in a couple of apartments of some ladies and yeah, this shit is everywhere. And fellas, let's not act like our stuff don't be messy as well. And I also heard that we actually have some men who are dating women where women will actually come through and end up washing the dishes for the man, you know, cleaning up after the man, even doing his own laundry. And it's like, wow, wifely duties for a man that does not even plan to wife you up. So a lot of horror stories from the women on that point. But is cleaning a necessity? Yeah, it is on both parts. Now the thing is this, do we just have a bunch of men who are messy? Do you just come home from the gym and just throw your gym stuff everywhere and expect your wife to pretty much clean up after you? You know, now if we're talking about getting your duster and collecting the dust, or taking care of the windows, making them spotless with the Windex, making sure the dishes are washed, those are just chores that could be pretty much done by everybody. Now, of course, if she's home all day and that's what she wants to do because she's bored as hell, then yeah, she's gonna do that, you know? But is it a necessity? Keeping things clean because you do not want to be exposed to bacteria and germs, that's the reason why you clean, right? Now, do you need to find a woman who's a clean freak? There are some women out there who are clean freaks. I know I used to date some of them. It was like, wow, you go into their apartments or their homes, and my God, their houses are just smelling like brand new ammonia, Windex. It is just so fresh and clean. Pine Sol clean. But do you only want that because you're messy? We have men under 25 talking about, look, I need a woman who can at least cook and clean. When it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what kind of man are you? Are you a messy ass man where somebody needs to clean up after you? Did you have a mom that cleaned up after you? And honestly, are you going to provide the resources for her to clean? Let's just say, are you going to be breaking bread on that Pine Sol, on some mops, on some brooms and all that, on the Swiffer, the bucket, the gloves, laundry detergent since you want all your stuff washed and everything? Hey, an upgrade on the washer and dryer. Are you going to be breaking bread on all of that kind of stuff? But that's just a thought, something to think about. Is it a necessity? Cleaning is, but do you really require a woman that can clean? Or are you just a messy and lazy and don't want to do it yourself? Most women's natural instinct is to be nurturing. Something's wrong, they want to come take care of you. Like us men. Some of us are at the ages where we have a little, pains here and there, like a little chest pain, a little stomach pain. And the thing is, when you want a nurturer, what are you talking about? Because I'm going to tell you the type of nurturing that every man needs from their wife. If I have a pain in the rear end area, like it's hard for me to sit down or whatever, your nurturing wife is going to come up and be like, what's wrong with you? And if you got pain down there, it's like, well, you know what? Maybe you got hemorrhoids. Do you want to hear that from your wife? Or, hey, maybe it's time for you to go get that physical. Time for that doctor to go ahead and go up into that back door and check that plug. Are you willing to listen to her so you could go ahead and get that hernia checked out and stuff like that? If your teeth are hurting or whatever, And she says, maybe you need to take your ass to the dentist. And she constantly gets on you about that. Is that the type of nurturing you're going to be able to stand? Or you're going to be one of those men that just be like, I'm all right. I don't need you to be my mom. Because some of you guys are like that. So before everybody start going out, all the men start hollering like, you're supposed to be nurturing. All right. Then the last thing that your nurturing wife needs to hear is, I'm fine, I'm fine. And don't be getting upset when she make that physical appointment for you. Get your butt on. I mean, you're the man, right? You're the provider, right? You're the protector, right? So what happens if the small health issue grows up into a bigger issue because you didn't catch it in the beginning like your wife did? Grandma was as feminine as grandma could be. Hey, and sometimes even moms, right? Even will cuss you out nicely. But when they're talking about, when men are talking about women are supposed to be feminine, what they're talking about is basically drop your drawers on command. And some of you ladies are not even fools. Y'all knew what that was about. So not only should you be nurturing, cooking, and cleaning, catering to your man, and that's what the cater part is. See, I really don't want to go ahead and break bro code, but a lot of you women, if you were watching my channel, you're not stupid. When you hear a man talk about catering, that's just sexual. We all know that. Yeah, come on. If I want some, please give it up. And now we have this issue with the working woman. I don't want to make working woman and modern woman synonymous. Most women have careers, or most women just have jobs. And if they're working past 5 o'clock doing that overtime, whether they are closing or where they just got hit with a lot of paperwork that they need to manage, they are way too mentally exhausted to give you head or to drop the jaws. That's just reality. It is. And a lot of men are out there pretty much getting mad because their ladies are not, catering to them, to help get their rocks off. And it's very, very unfortunate that we do not have, too many men out there that are very, empathetic when it comes to that area. And look, even I will admit that I get exhausted sexually as well. Like there might be times, there were times where my wife wanted to get some, and I'm like, babe, and she would say stuff like, "You're on my hit list," and I'd be like, "Okay, let me roll over and give her that gift." Not every woman is really going to have a lot of energy to be sexually active. She worked just like you. And on top of all that, if you got the type of wife that works and she's taking care of the kids, like nourishing them with food and stuff like that, and giving them the attention they need, and then when that time comes, she reading them a bedtime story, you think she's supposed to be ready for sex by 10:30? Nah, she's about to pass out, and a lot of us would pretty much need to accept that reality. I do not tell my daughter what women should be doing. I always explain to her what men should be doing. That way, she knows how to pretty much project herself to a man that is responsible. Most women, when they get around a much responsible man that's well established, that's well respectful, how do you think she's going to reciprocate? She's going to be the exact same way. She is going to basically be the woman that he needs. That's how it works. But I guess it's forgotten in the space. But anywho, I just wanted to throw that bit out there. Good evening, Mr. Black.